Hello, my name is Mark. I am going to be taking my server out of my home lab, taking out the Perc card, which is the RAID card, as well as the drives, and putting it into my other machine, which is newer. It has two Opteron 6300s, Abu Dhabi cores, and I'm going to be putting them in here. This is really to conserve on space as well as power, because this machine, the power supplies in it are really old and they just suck juice like none other. So that is what we're going to be doing. Alright, Mark again. I am going to be pulling some things out of my Dell 2950 Gen 3. And here as my assistant is my daughter, Zoe. She's 7, and we're going to have some fun here. So first things first is we're going to open it up. There's a little latch on the top. I actually did some modifications to this, particularly with the fans, because they are very loud. And what I did is I soldered I think it was a 12 ohm half watt resistor into the power pin. That way it can't pull max wattage, and thus won't spin up as loud. So I'm going to be pulling out the RAID battery and the Perc card. So the RAID battery is up here at the top, which
it's hard to get out.
Yeah, it is a little bit difficult, but some persistence, you can get it out. Maybe I'll just edit this so that way it makes it look like I'm getting it out really easily.
20 minutes later.
Alright, so what we did is we pulled this off. This is actually the side bracket. It goes right here. And the RAID controller as well as the battery. RAID controller goes right here and the battery goes right there. We pulled this out and then we just pulled this off of here. There's a little latch that actually keeps it on there. So once you have this off, you can actually pull it off of the actual extension card back here. It's just a little like back plate. So you can just unscrew it and it slides into any PCI Express slot. So as you can see here from the PCI Express extension here. So yeah. Alright, so I have pulled out my server, the one that I built, that has the two Opteron 6300s, the Abu Dhabi cores. It also has 64 gigs of RAM. And what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be taking the parts that we took out of the 2950, particularly the Perc card, and I'm also going to put in an extra NIC card that was in the other one too. It's a gigabit NIC card with two ports. That way I can set them up in a bonded connection, so that way I have I think this has 2, so 4 gigabits per second for network transfer speed. So once we have those put in, we're going to put in some SAS cables that are going to be going back to the backplane, and then we're going to actually put in some more drives. So yeah, stay tuned. A little bit of information. I actually didn't really pay attention to how long these SAS cables were and what kind of SAS cables they were. They were actually a 32 pin rather than a 36 pin, I believe, mini SAS. So I actually had to purchase these this normal 32 pin SAS to SATA. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using this in return, and then we're going to plug in all the drives into the backplane through this into the Perc card. So yeah, again, my daughter is going to be helping me here. She's going to be helping me run the cables and plugging stuff in.
Yeah.
Alright, so we have the cables, the SAS cables plugged into the Perc card, and everything's plugged into the backplane. And then we had to rerun power because I didn't have the second section of the backplane plugged in. This was a little bit of a chore, primarily because of the cable management in this machine. It's not the worst, but if you have a lot of cables that are shorter, like the SAS cables that have to be run directly to the places in which you're plugging into, rather than working around or anything like that, because you don't have any extensions, it becomes a very big chore. So this is a Norco 4220 case. I actually do like it. It has 24, I believe, slots, hot swappable slots. Supports SEEB motherboards at maximum, and it's actually not bad. But we have everything plugged in. As you can see, my little that's the RAID battery. I didn't have anywhere else to put it, so that was like the best solution I can come up with for it. For anybody that's all like, oh my gosh, this is gonna cause your CPU to overheat, no, it won't. This cooler is actually these coolers, excuse me, are extremely beefy for what they're cooling. So yeah, they run very, very cold. But yeah, now we're just gonna go ahead and fire it up and make sure everything works. To be honest, I've never done this before, so I don't know whether or not it will, but hopefully it will, and my endeavors are not in vain. So, alright, so a little update. I have, oh, you love my my little stickers up there, from courtesy of my daughter. I have installed the RAID controller with all the drives, and I booted up, and immediately it noticed that the RAID controller was there. And I'm now setting up and initializing the two VDs, which are virtual disks, so that way I can utilize them in my HomeLab. And that is what this is. It's actually my little HomeLab area. So, but yeah, it works. It works!